Alrighty, and welcome to the first step of the adventure design process, which is to define the status quo. We need this so that players have a reference to how was life before, and then, oh, this is how it's changed when the bad thing happened, right? This contrast gives them some sort of an emotional push that some things are out of balance and we need to fix it. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting with a settlement, okay? Because that's where our adventure is going to be happening. It's either going to be happening in or around this settlement. And you want to use this for your first adventure because trust me, it's much easier. You can go even smaller and you could just design a dungeon, but I'm thinking about say a town or a village or I don't know, like a tent city or something, right? And what we want to do is while we go and fill out these things that you see on screen, these are all the different prompts. I want you to think about what a normal day in your settlement is going to look like, all right? Because in the next video, we're going to be taking one of these things and throwing them off whack. Now, I'm going to be doing this process with you, and I invite you to do the same. All the prompts that you see here, they will be in the doobly-doo. I love saying that, man. I love the man. I learned a lot from him. All right. I'm going to be walking you through what each of these things mean, and then I'm going to be going ahead and answering. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, okay? Name of the settlement, what are the different species of creatures that live here, where do they get their water from, where do they get their food from, who is their ruler, and why do people accept that this person is the ruler? Primary trade, why does this place exist? What is the economics behind it? What are the threats that this place faces, and how do they maintain security, both inside and out? What are some places that the players can, stay, eat, and drink? What are the places where they can do the whole combat thing, right? Where players want to fight. Is there like a fighting pit, or is there like a training ground for the Leaf Legion, for example? What are places to avoid, right? What are the dangerous places within the settlement or nearby? What are the things that they can go research or explore or they can investigate? What are the places to break into? I'll explain why we have this in the farts video, but this is a good thing to have because suddenly you're like, the moment you tell your players, you cannot do this, they're like, I'm a 3-year-old. I have to do this, right? So that's going to happen. 3 interesting NPCs that you can flesh out in advance. 2 superstitions that the people believe, which can also serve as some very good hooks, and 2 rumors that they might overhear. Okay, pretty straightforward. Let's start filling this out. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it because what is it I'm going to do? I'm going to be pasting it over here. Okay, so I'm just going to call this Arvin's work. Oh yeah, by the way, my name's Arvin. I don't think I mentioned it in the video. All right, let's have a name. Let's have a name. I like the name of give me a letter. Give me a letter. I'm going to go with H, and then I need another place. I'm going to go A, and then I like Hairavadam. Hairavadam. All right. Top 3 species. Hairavat is, by the way, is an elephant in Indian mythology, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I'm mistaken, but still. The top 3 species. We definitely want. I like solars, right? Solars and devas, but that's also like a very powerful thing. So maybe I'm going to put the ruler as a solar. All right. And the reason that everybody receives is protection and special spear, aka thunderbolt. Yeah, I'm really leaning into like Indra, one of the gods of Hinduism over here. All right, top 3 species. Definitely want humans, and let's have some weird stuff. All right, so we'll have goblins and kobolds, and what looks unlikely? Unlikely. You know what? Ogres, because I'd like a goblin and a ogre howdah sort of a thing. And of course, we would have like other species coming in and going. Water source is got to be like a nearby lake. No. A lake is okay, but I'm thinking that this is going to be some place in the southern marshes. It's a place in my world. If you don't have a place, it doesn't matter, right? You can just invent something. The water source is going to be shining pool. No, I need a very simple. Yeah, I'm going to call it elbow rot creek. Yeah, it's weird. Why not? Food source is, if it's going to be marshland, so then they're going to be having, what are those things called, man? Greenhouses and goats. goats survive on marshes? I'm going to say yeah. Fishing and chickens. All right. So greenhouses are probably, and of course, trade. So they're probably going to be having stuff trade via barges, because why not? Because that's going to be something adding a lot of flavor. As you can see, every time we're adding some sort of a nugget, some sort of a facet to our settlement, to Hairavatam in this case, what ends up happening is that gives us one more parameter that we can tweak, one more hook that we can use. All right, so we got a solar, we need a name. So see, coming up with names is pretty tough, right? But I do have a way with runes that I'll make in a later video on this channel as well. All right, so solar, I'm going to say, you know what? I think I have a list of NPC names. Okay. Ajivam, nah. Let's take Timir. Timir, I like that name. All right, so I'm going to take Timir is the name of the solar. Primary trade is going to be magical herbs. All right, we want that. We definitely want mushrooms and medicine. All right, because I definitely want like a lot of witches. So I'm going to have like the goblins and kobolds to be like two different factions perhaps. And ogres are like their, what are those things called, man? Like Frankenstein's monster, right? Yeah, like golems or something, like flesh golems if you play Diablo necromancers. Okie dokie. Threats and security. Okay, in terms of threats, what can I have as threats? You know what? I'm going to change one thing. I'm just going to put all of this in bullets, because then it'll make it easier for me to do the whole thing. In terms of threats, I am going to say global warming. Okay, but not the way that this thing's rising, but the great drying. Okay, so maybe the marshes are drying, and therefore mushrooms are not growing. Okay, let's say that's there. Maybe another thing is you have the marsh wizards, bandits. Okay, so that's okay. Maybe there's like a faction of rogue magic users and necromancers. So we definitely want necromancers here. I like zombies. All right, so we have that. Those are the threats. So I'm going to list that out as threats. Okie dokie. Then we want security. Security is going to be a simple enough mercenary militia. Ooh, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe look, we have the ogre thing, right? So we have what is that? Flesh golem police force, right? Yeah, flesh golem police force. So this is probably not just a regular solar. So gonna solars, I think by default they are like very law abiding and good, and this is like fleshing with that. Oh, you know what we should have? We should have like necro PD. What I mean by that is necro police department, and necro is necromancer. Okay, places to stay, eat, and drink. We want the. I think we need like high, medium, and low, right? So, Qualum is the fancy place. And then for the mid one, I am going to again choose something like, what was that? Skiddy Wheel. I think it's got a funny name, right? So it's probably going to be the low one. So for the mid one is the Honest Merchant. And that should be a dead giveaway. Places to fight. They could have like the Golem training grounds where you can go and, spar. So maybe training / sparring grounds. What if this was just called spar? Nah, I can't. Copyright and all that shit. All right, places to fight, that's there. And we definitely need to have like a mercenary guild. Okay. Places to avoid, vats. Vats is the first word that come in. So we want the golem vats to be avoided, and the witches coven. Coven is like such a trite term. I'm imagining like it's like a bunch of like 6 or 7 different huts behind a flesh wall, right? So witches at the flesh wall Ranch? No, ranch is like so American. Um, commune. Commune sounds good. All right. Places to research or explore. So these are things that they can go and do their own research in. So we probably need a library. So, but that's probably like way too much. We need like a traveling merchant, like cutting me on throat, Dibbler, right, from the Discworld series. So I'm gonna have Kokila. Kokila is traveling. Kokila is my standard NPC, traveling stall. So that's one. And probably want a museum of the southern marshes curiosities. I don't know. All right, so places to break into is, excuse me, what would be tough and what would be guarded, right? So flesh wall commune, right? That's probably a good place for tempting the PCs to break into, but we probably also need something a lot more this thing straightforward, right? So we can have the mercenary garrison. All right, 3 interesting NPCs. So this is where we really want to come up with like more names. So I'm just going to randomly pick. Okay, I'm just picking random names. So I like Faruka. I like that. And I like Uria. No, I like Unagu. Unagu. And Okish. Okish is fun to say. All right. 2 superstitions. If you get sucked into the mud, you rise as a flesh golem the next full moon. And magic mushrooms help you pierce, how do you spell pierce? Pierce the veil, and at times travel across it too. Rumors. Let's say witches are forming a deal with the marsh wizards. What other rumors could I have? Okay. Thimir. Okay, yeah, because we have that as a nice NPC. Thimir is, now I'm just stealing from Diablo 4 lore, is hiding an ulterior motive to return to his home. All right. So there you have it. So in a span of a couple of minutes, we took that same thing and we filled out each of these. Okay. I want you to do the same. And once you have it ready, I will see you in the next video. Cheers.